All right, so here we go, y'all. What's going on? Back with another live over here. Have been neglecting the channel, I feel like. So I said, gotta get on here and do a live over here because we got a big boxing match coming up here. All right, so yeah, I mean, three more nights, and we'll have the best of the best fighting. Artur Beterbiev taking on Dmitry Bivol, man. I've been waiting for this fight for a minute now. Had some, hiccups as far as getting this thing scheduled. Um, at one point it was scheduled. When was that? Back in June, but there was an injury, so it got pushed back. But yeah, here we are, man. Here we are. Artur Beterbiev taking on Dmitry Bivol, man. This one's for the undisputed light heavyweight crown. It's been what, over 25 years since we had an undisputed champion. Yeah. Yeah. It's been about 25 years now since Roy Jones. So yeah, that's crazy. Um, but I've been waiting for this one, man, for a minute. Ever since I just been following Bivol and Beterbiev. I knew eventually, it would come down to one of both. I knew it was going to come down to these two. Let me just put it that way. Because even at the end of Sergey Kovalev's career, when he started kind of winding down at light heavyweight, and Andre Ward retired, and Adonis Stevenson had lost his belt to Vosdick, and he went through his whole situation. I was like, oh yeah, like with what we see with these two here, and Bivol, when he just got the WBA belt, he just kept defending it, and I said, okay, Beterbiev on this side, knocking people out. It was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time before we got these two in the boxing ring. But yeah, here we are, man. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to take a look at their resumes, talk about their styles, how I think this fight's gonna match up, and maybe I'll give y'all a pick now because I was gonna do like a keys to victory video, tomorrow, but today I just kind of wanted to talk about the card and the build up to this one here. What I like about this one is, there hasn't been a lot of crazy talk. I mean, of course, there's a politics behind the scenes, that kind of slowed the fight down about, not making the fight earlier in the career, earlier, a few months back, and just injuries and things like that. But for the most part, there was never really, as far as I know, like they never really presented any issues as far as like, oh, the A side, B side thing. They didn't really do all that type of crazy stuff. So I was just glad to see this thing get scheduled. But let me see. Let me go ahead and pull up the card. I want to see who's on the full card. All right, so we got 3, 6, 7 fights, and oh yeah, Chris Eubank Jr. is on the card as well, and the up and coming fighter Scott Nicholas. She's gonna be taking on Raven Chapman. Oh yeah, she's gonna be fighting for a belt. Okay, all right. So yeah, let me see one more thing I want to pull up here. Hold on one second. Hang on. All right. So yeah, the last time, of course, I've really been anticipating a fight or been hyped up for one was already over a year ago. Spence and Crawford for undisputed, right? That was for all 4 belts at welterweight. And like I've told y'all before, this was a fight that I've been looking forward to just as much as Spence and Crawford, because on the underground level, I like to say, because nobody really knows about Beterbiev and Bivol, like on a casual fan level, this fight meant just as much. They both were tearing through the division and putting in that work. Of course, you got Beterbiev, just like Spence. He's got 3 belts. And Bivol, he has 1. He's defended his multiple times now. So with what they've been doing and how they've been doing it, it was just a matter of time to just say, hey, man, like, hey, Bob, hey, we got to make this fight. Hey, we got to make this fight. I know they've been saying, oh, people don't like undisputed, but no, people want undisputed. They want one champion in the division. Especially whenever there's only two guys that are dominating. We want the fight to go ahead and happen. You know. Yo, what's up, Marcus Bell? Yeah, I decided to come over here and do a live, man. It's been a while, and this is a boxing match worth talking about. So, yeah, glad you're here because, yeah, this is like I said, this is like a Spence Crawford situation here. I'm hyped for this fight. I'm definitely hyped for this one here. So I said, let me go on and talk about it. We got a similar situation here. Bivol, he has what, WBA belt, and what is that, the IBO belt? Well, mainly one belt. That's just the one they really consider in the four belt era. So he has a WBA belt. Beterbiev has WBC, IBF, and WBO. So yeah, this should be a good fight, man. Let me go ahead and pull up their resumes here though, because like I said, they've been tearing through the division, and this is not only battle of the belts, but it's battle of the undefeateds. That's what makes this thing even more interesting. We got Beterbiev, 100%. Beterbiev has 100% knockout ratio. That just letting you know what kind of power he's got in both hands, and he can box. Like some people think the guy's just a one-dimensional puncher, but no. Like go back and watch his fights. This guy, he is breaking people down. He is doing damage, and then he's going in for the knockout. And a lot of these guys, when they get hit by one of his shots, you just see that reaction. And that's one reason I think Canelo, he chose the lesser of two evils. You know what I mean, Marcus? Like he chose the lesser of two evils. Beterbiev or Bivol. I didn't see Canelo beating either one of these guys. First off, I didn't see Canelo beating either one of these fighters. So I was like, all right, if he fights Bivol, he's going to get punished, but maybe not as bad. So if he was to take on one, you might want to take on Bivol out of the two champions at light heavyweight. Because Beterbiev, that probably would have been Canelo's first stoppage loss in his career, because I don't really see any of these other guys at light heavyweight being able to stand up to Beterbiev's power, let alone Canelo Alvarez, yeah, let me see. Let me pull this up here. All right. So yeah, Beterbiev, let's look at his resume first. He's 23-0, 12 knockouts. That doesn't mean he don't have the power. That guy, he's got some pop in his shot. He can do some damage. He's more of a beat him up type of guy. Let's see. Since he's won his belt, how many times has he defended it? Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I got to go all the way back here because let's see. He beat Sullivan Barrera. Did he already have the belt then? Because I remember when I first seen him hit the scene, I was like, I like Beterbiev's style, for a light heavyweight. He has kind of a Manny Pacquiao style where he's, in and out, throwing a lot of combinations. He's not that big for light heavyweight either. He has kind of a super middleweight frame, which kind of helps him, use that speed to his advantage, throw punches and bunches and get in and get out. But at the same time, he has a lot of, he's got enough pop. He has a lot of pop on the combinations and a lot of stamina too, man. Like definitely has a good gas tank. Definitely has a good gas tank. All right, so 2023 at Lyndon Arthur fight, he won the IBO belt too. So that was 2 belts he added. But let me see, where's the WBO belt? When did he win that one? Because I'm just wanting to count how many title defenses he's made now. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, Marcus Canelo acts like he wants that smoke again with Bill, but I think he's bluffing. The only way he wants that smoke is if Bivol moves down to 168, and I don't want to see Bivol move down to 168. Bivol, I know he's 33 years old. It's not his weight. You don't want to give Canelo an advantage. Canelo, if you want the official rematch and you want the 100% Bivol and you want the 100% challenge, then you need to stay at you need to move up to light heavyweight. Let him stay at 175. Don't try to get him to move down to 168. Either way, I still would see him losing. I mean, he's probably hoping for that draining weight cut for Bivol, but nah, man, like, I don't think he should do that. Let's see, won the Intercontinental WBA belt. Okay, so yeah, back in 2017. Yeah, he's wait a minute now. Yeah, he's won the he's had the WBA belt for 7 years now. He won it against Cedric Agnew, then he retained it in 2017. So he's retained this. Oh man, he's had this belt for 7 years. He retained it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times now. All right, so yeah, he's a long time champion now. 12 title defenses. And then it became what he won they changed it to the WBA super light heavyweight belt, but it's still the same thing. So yeah, Bivol 23-0, 12 title defenses. He's had his belt for 7 years now. That's a long reigning champion to me, you know. He's got some decent names. Like I said, he's beat Sullivan Barrera and Andre Ward. He was the first one to stop Sullivan Barrera, I think. You know, Sullivan Barrera, he's been in there with some game guys. Of course, Andre Ward, Isaac Salimba, he's beat him. Who's been in there with Kovalev, Jean Pascal, Kovalev, you know, fights he's been in. Bernard Hopkins, Joe Smith Jr., that was a good fight. So yeah, but Barrera, Chilemba, Pascal, Joe Smith Jr., Canelo Alvarez, Gilberto Ramirez. You know, he was a promising guy. I thought, had skills, but honestly, I didn't see him beating Bivol either. You know, he had kind of taken a different turn for a while too. I haven't seen Gilberto Ramirez for a while, but even when he came back, I was like, nah, he's not beating Bivol. So out of those 12 title defenses, you know, he has like really 6 good names on there. You know, the other one's kind of like tune-ups. The Malik Zanad fight, that one happened because that was June 1st. That happened because Beterbiev had to pull out of the fight, you know, because of an injury, you know, and he still went in there and performed. You know, he still went in there and performed. So solid resume there, you know, decent for what he's able to work with. And getting that Canelo fight, you know, that was a statement maker too, because there was a lot of people that thought Canelo was going to beat Bivol. There's a lot of people that thought he was going to win that fight, but nah, I didn't see that happen. Let's take a look at Beterbiev's resume here. 20-0, 100% knockout ratio. Everybody's fell victim to Beterbiev. He's knocked them all out. So let's take a look at his resume. He won the IBF belt back in 2014. Oh, wait a minute. IBF North American belt. All right. When he went, okay, he won the IBF belt. Yeah, 2017 too. They both became a world champion around the same time. A few months after Bivol. You know, he won the IBF belt in 2017 in November. And for 7 years, he's defended it, right? Let's see how many times. Not as many because, you know, he's been in and out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 defenses of his IBF belt. And he won the WBC belt in 2019 against Vosnik in that unification fight, right? So he defends that a couple more times and he wins the WBO belt in a Joe Smith Jr. fight. All right. So yeah, he's defended his belts multiple times as well, you know. So yeah, these two guys are legit champions. You know, they're not just sitting on one belt and then they giving it up. This is what a dominant champion looks like. Hey, what's going on, Six? What's up, man? Had to come over here and talk about this big fight, man. This is a big one for boxing. It's much needed. Definitely looking forward to this one, man. Okay, so Marcus said he's picking Bivol. What about you, Six? You tuning into this fight? You got to tune into this one. This is like I said, this is like the light heavyweight Spence Crawford fight, man. How many fights do you think Canelo have left in him? It depends on who he's fighting to me. Like, I think he has another 4 or 5 fights if he continues to fight lesser competition. If Canelo fights lesser competition, maybe 4 to 5, but if he fights some high level competition like a rematch with Bivol or Beterbiev or Benavidez, maybe 3, maybe 2 to 3 fights. Yeah, because he still has enough skills to beat the big, strong guys because Canelo's big and strong, but he's also smart. Guys like Jaime Munguia, they really weren't bringing no test. Jaime Munguia wasn't bringing no test, and Edward Berlanga sure wasn't bringing no test. Benavidez, he's a big boy, high work rate. So I think somebody like him might give Canelo a test. I mean, Canelo has the skills to beat him, but I don't know. Okay, 6, you got Bivol. All right, how you see Bivol winning by decision? Yeah, looking at their resumes too, man. Like, yeah, they both had their belts for a minute now. Like, they both became world champions at light heavyweight 7 years ago. And since then, since they never unified early, they both just been fighting other guys and they've been retaining their belts. So I like to see that. You have 2 champions in the division, not just waiting on big paydays or moving up and down. This is what a dominant champion does. Like, I know we were talking about that over on the other channel, with WMMA. It's one thing that, okay, yeah, you become a 2-time champion. Well, to me, it's cooler or more impressive when you have someone who's defended their belt like 7, 8 times. That's a little bit more impressive to me. So like when I see Bivol and Beterbiev in the same division, just on both sides, and they just wiping everybody else out, and you racking up defenses like Bivol 12, 8 over here from Beterbiev, that's impressive. But let's look at who he's beat. Well, let's see who he's knocked out since he's won the belt. Okay, so Marcus Brown, he's knocked him out. I remember Marcus Top Dog Brown. He seemed like a guy that was kind of promising, but I just knew he didn't really stand a chance against Bivol. Beterbiev. Then Joe Smith Jr. That's a common opponent of him and Bivol. See, Bivol, he outworked him. Bivol outworked Joe Smith Jr. He beat him up. I believe he knocked him down a few times, but Beterbiev, man, like when he connected on Joe Smith Jr., I mean, Joe Smith Jr. was dancing, man. He had him dancing from them shots. Oh, yeah, then you got to go back. Alexander Vosdik. That was a unification fight. That was a bad beating. That fight there caused Vosdik to retire for a while. That one caused him to leave the game for a little bit because I don't know if he suffered a bad concussion, but I remember calling that fight. I don't think I called that fight, but I did a video on it. Was discussing that. Yes, you got Marcus Brown. Yeah, Joe Smith Jr., Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard, I mean, he was kind of pushed ahead, a little premature, fighting Kovalev, got destroyed. Oh, Caleb Smith, another Canelo victim there. He got knocked out. But those guys are, those are some decent names. They're not like the best names, but that's what you expect. You expect a guy like Bivol to go in there, or Beterbiev to just go in there and move these guys aside and then say, okay, it's time for us to fight. We defended our belts. It's time to work. Us say, okay, you got it. Who do I got? I'll let you know in a minute. Okay, you got Bivol by decision. Really, man, this is a tough one. It really is. I know a lot of people seen some of the injuries with Beterbiev, but when he shows up, man, like he's turned on. He is definitely turned on. So I can't really say like Beterbiev is hitting like over the hill now or anything. I know he's 39 years old, but I think he's still fresh and he still offers a lot. He still has that old man strength in him. Let's see here. Out of all of their fights, though, which ones would I say would be the most impressive or some of the most scariest fights? Well, when I look at Bivol, I think one of his most impressive ones as far as boxing clinic, I think that was Canelo Alvarez. That last fight he fought with Malik Zanad, that one was crazy. And Lyndon Arthur, the power he was putting on those guys. Let me see. The Sullivan Barrera fight. I remember a few years back. That one was a good showing of his speed and speed and power. I mean, when I look at Beterbiev though, man, like that scary knockout with Joe Smith Jr. You take your pick, man. He has a lot of knockouts, so any of his fights are pretty solid on the line to show you what he's made of, man. All right, let's see. So, and I mean, when you look at like how they punch too, man, that's what kind of makes these guys so dangerous, man. Like when you look at how Beterbiev was connecting on like Anthony Yard or like Joe Smith Jr. These guys are like punching through like you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be punching through your target. Not just punching, but you got to punch through. And I think Beterbiev, he delivers that type of power, man. Even that fight where he got up off the canvas to come back and knock old dude out, man, that was crazy, man. Like he came back fierce, came back even more fierce with some big shots. Yeah, Caleb Smith. Wasn't that Caleb Smith fight? Not Caleb Smith, but it was another Caleb, I believe he fought, right? Let's see here. And Bivol, man, like same thing with Bivol, like with the way he finishes his combinations, everything he's throwing is like he'll throw out some pity pat shots every now and then, but the way he's like setting his shots up, he's ending his combinations with with a bomb. That's why these guys like they can't get off because they're getting overwhelmed. Like looking at that last fight he had with that Lyndon Arthur fight, and same deal with that Malik Zanad. Malik Zanad tried. He was taking that fight after Beterbiev had to pull out. I know, but even him, he was overwhelmed. He was getting overwhelmed as well. All right, James. I think James Perez he'll be in here a little bit just to kind of speak on these fights because I know this is a fight he's been waiting for too. Let's see. Yeah, 25 years since the last undisputed light heavyweight champion. That's crazy. I like to pull up some footage here of like a couple fights, but I can't be showing it on the channel because they always like they ding people on that. Looking at the open workout, I'll put this in the comment section though. Like if y'all want to see this knockout, hold on. This, yeah, there it is. I'll put it in there right there for you. Yeah, man. Looking at the open workout, I see Beterbiev looks like he's in shape. Even doing his push-ups and everything, he looks good. Some people think he's looking over the hill. Some people think he has the style that Bivol can just pick apart, but I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be a tough fight for both, man. He's doing these push-ups in the ring, showing you like his wrist strength and everything. That wrist strength, man, and forearm strength is really important on how he turns them punches over. Like he's giving you a taste of how he sets up those power punches, man. Like the strength he has in his knuckles and in his hands. Oh yeah, just looking at it now, looking at some of that footage now. And his focus is always on point. That's why he's able to knock so many guys out because he's hitting them right on the target. If I had to pick, man, like, well, first off, if I look at Bivol, I think Bivol definitely has the style that could frustrate Beterbiev. I definitely think he has the style that could give him problems. Like, I don't think Beterbiev has fought anybody that moves has the gas tank. Bivol has taken some hard punches before. He's taken power punches from his last couple opponents in Canelo. But the same way Bivol hasn't, the same way Beterbiev hasn't fought a boxer like Bivol. Bivol, I don't believe he's taken he's taken a punch like this before. So that's kind of what it's going to come down to: how Beterbiev handles the boxing of Bivol, and how Bivol reacts to the punches. Because how Bivol reacts to the punch, that's going to tell you what type of adjustments he's going to make, and how he presents any type of offense against Beterbiev. Because it's going to, if his chin is shook in the first couple rounds, it's going to make him either resort to a running style tactic, trying to stay on the outside and get away and play keep away for 12 rounds and just pick his shots against Beterbiev, or it could be a situation where, he's just hitting and holding, a hit and hold type of style. So yeah, that's the first question: is how is Bivol going to react? How is he going to react to those hard shots from Beterbiev? Beterbiev, though, we're going to have to see how he reacts to the speed. Like, his timing is going to have to be a big key here. He's going to have to be able to shoot his jab straight up the middle and parry a lot of shots, block a lot of shots on his arms, or look the time in between a 2-3 sequence and land something to the body and to the head to rock Bivol in the middle of a combination. And I think he has that ability, man. I think Beterbiev definitely has that hard right hand, that can kind of shake Bivol up on his high guard, and even punch around the side, to hit him by the ear and hit ear in the side of his head to kind of disrupt his equilibrium. So Beterbiev, I think he definitely has that punching power, but he also has the boxing ability to pick the right shots to break the guard and take away some of the combination punching of Bivol. Bivol, I think, yeah, he's going to have to depend on his gas tank, of course. Work rate and gas tank here. Don't try to trade or slug with Beterbiev, but at the same time, he's going to have to get his respect. He's going to have to get the respect of Beterbiev, because Beterbiev already knows that he's the part of puncher here, and he knows all it takes is one shot. But I don't really see Beterbiev being that type of guy that feels himself too much or believes in his power, over believes in his power. I think he believes in it, but I don't think that he's the type of guy to go in there and be like, oh, I got to get the knockout. I got to get the knockout. There's always been like a systematic beating from Beterbiev. James Perez, what's going on, man? It's going down, man. It is going down. It's going down Saturday, man. Just going in on this fight a little bit, man. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be a crazy night. I see Six is picking Bivol. Marcus is picking Beterbiev. James said, I know you got Beterbiev 60-40. Yeah, 65-45, right? like BJ said, 65-45. No, seriously though, I actually got it probably like Beterbiev 55-45 in this one. Looking back at some of the fights, the more recent fights, it was like 60-40, but it kind of closes in a little bit more. I was looking at some of the performances of Bivol, and he's got power too, like the way he lands that right hand and left hook. But I still don't know how he'll react to the punching power of Beterbiev. That's the thing. Like, I don't know how he's going to react to it. James said this is probably the best fight of the year on paper. This and Usyk, Fury Usyk. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Fury Usyk, the rematch in December, I think, yeah, that's going to be another one I'm definitely going to be talking about, looking forward to. But this one here, of course, it ain't happened yet. And this one's a long time coming, man. James, both of these guys had their belts for 7 years. Like Beterbiev had the IBF belt for 7 years, and Bivol, he's had the belt for 7 years. He's defended it like 12 times now. He's had that belt for 7 years, 12 title defenses, and we have never come close to having that unification. I mean, a couple of times Bob Arum was like, "Oh, nobody wants unification." And then when the whole thing in the Ukraine was going down, they was like, "Ah, we don't want to make that fight now with anybody like Bivol or something like that." Politics got involved, and then injuries. And that's the thing, man. Like they kept putting this thing off, and they know Beterbiev has a number of injuries, so that's something we do got to factor in. Like he's had a couple of injuries too. Like there was a couple fights where he had to pull out. It wasn't this fight, but he did have to pull out of this fight when it was originally scheduled. Remember in June 1st was the lock-in date for this one, but he had to pull out. And they didn't say what. I can't remember if they said what the injury was, but yeah, he had to cancel. So it got canceled twice, but it's been politics, man, over the past 7 years. Bob Arum, he been kind of holding this thing up, acting like people don't want to see it. But it was the same with Spencer Crawford. We want to see this fight. We want this fight now because they already fought. They haven't fought all the same people, but they've been fighting similar guys here, man. I mean, Joe Smith Jr. I think that's really their common name, but we all know that the other guys just don't hang like that. Does this fight put either of them at top 3 pound for pound, top 5 at worst? Man, I would say top 3 to me. I think it kind of breaks. Well, in a way, what is he? 2 division undisputed? But these guys had their belts for a long time, man. Like Bivol's boxing career started 10 years ago, and then he became champion 3 years into his career, and he's had his belt for, I think having your belt for 12 title defenses is really impressive too, not just moving up and down. I mean, in a way is undisputed. Yeah. But man, like I'd have to say like top 3. This is a long time. This is a long time coming. Just like Spencer Crawford's a long time coming. Usyk Fury, that's definitely top 3. Where Crawford was when he fought Spence, that was a year ago. I mean, at the time it was top 3, but this fight here is more current. This would be top 3 right here. And I mean, if Bivol go in there and lay out Beterbiev or Beterbiev lays him out, I think they deserve that number 1 spot for now. The same like when Roy Jones, he was undisputed. Undisputed light heavyweight champion, first one in 25 years. Yeah, I would say top 3, man, or maybe number 1. Right. Who's he really beating? That's the thing. Like, who's he really beating? You got to factor in that these guys are fighting some big boys, light heavyweights. And remember, Bivol beat Canelo too, right? I don't care what people say. That was a legit win. Bivol beat Canelo, unanimous decision. So that should have him in the conversation of pound for pound. I mean, people will say, oh, Canelo moved up and it was too big. So what? Roy Jones, he moves up in weight, So if Roy was the loss, people said the same thing or made the same excuse, James said, I guess right now it has to be Bud, Usyk, anyway, in whatever order. Yeah, you think they deserve number 1 with the KO? I don't have a problem with that. No, yeah, I think they do. I think whoever wins this fight by knockout, and it's like a really just either really dominant or just a good fight, period. Yeah, I think that winner of this fight deserves number 1. I do. I think they deserve number 1. Yeah, Bud, Usyk, Inoue, in whatever order. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But if I look at this fight here, man, yeah, I think that going back to what I was saying, I think Beterbiev, he's got to just be systematic, stick to his same game plan, cutting the ring off, going to Bivol's body early. Bivol kind of got that high guard. He's gonna be throwing combinations and looking to counter. So I think Beterbiev, he just needs to stay mid-range, walk him down, and use his timing. When those combinations come, he's got to time up the middle. And like I said, break the combination chain, break the combination sequence with a combo breaker. He's got to get a combo breaker off in there. He's got to land right hand around the guard. Right whenever Bill was throwing that left hook, boom, he has to catch him in the middle of a combination. And I think we already know Beterbiev one shot is probably going to hurt Bivol. Like, do you agree with that, James? One shot on the chin from Beterbiev is going to hurt. I believe that. Like, Bivol, he might take a few, but he won't be able to take the right hand multiple times in a round. I think at least two good right hands is going to really do some damage, or it's going to tell us how good of a chin Bivol has. I think, yeah, either two or three at different points in exchanges. If Beterbiev gets him in the right position with his feet planted, um, he can hurt him. He can hurt him, and that's where Bivol's one clean shot. Yeah, of course, it can hurt him, but I don't think it ends him right away. Yeah, it won't end him, but it's definitely going to get a reaction more than anybody. Because I was looking at that Malik Zanad fight. And Malik Zanad hit Bivol a couple of times with some good right hands. And the thing is, okay, that guy don't have a lot of power, but it's the fact that he hit him so clean. And if Beterbiev hits him clean like that, we all know, yeah, that one might put him on wobbly legs early in the fight. I think Bivol's defense, the way he moves, just enough or parries the punches, or however you call it. I actually was looking at both of their fights again, and they both are game to be dropped in this fight. Really, I ain't gonna lie. Like, they both have openings for each other's style. Like, even with their high guard, like, they both have the speed and technique to split the guard of each other. Bivol's got the speed. He's definitely got the speed to split the guard and thump Beterbiev with some good jabs. But Beterbiev, he's got the power. He's got that power, and he's got those like loopy shots at times. Not like wide loopy shots, but he can hit around the guard and kind of make an opening for that next shot to come up the middle. Beterbiev, let's see, he's been dropped one time. He got dropped one time in his career. I don't think Bivol's ever been knocked down, has he? I don't think Bivol ever been knocked down? James said, I don't think Bivol will drop Beterbiev. I think Bivol won't put a lot on his punches, kind of like he did against Canelo. It'll be defense first for him and avoid Beterbiev's big shots. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, because that's what he did against Canelo. That's what he did against Canelo to, avoid like getting pinned to the ropes at times, or eating a lot of body shots. He would get off, put his elbows back in, tuck them in, and get out of there. Richard Hudson, what's up? He said Beterbiev versus Bivol, who will win. I actually got Beterbiev. That's what I was getting to. I think Beterbiev. I give him the edge. Clark Wardley. I'm not sure about that fight. I have to kind of do a little bit more research on that one. Who else is on that card? That Chris Eubank fight. Chris Eubank, though. Yeah, I would say Chris is kind of a letdown sometimes. I'm just saying. Jay Massey for that. That's that cruiserweight fight, right? I'm probably Jay. I'm not sure, though. Scott Nicholson. Yeah, Scott Nicholson. That's probably easy win for her. Let's see. Yeah, Beterbiev has to hurt him inside 8. Yeah, I think we all know. Yeah, I would definitely say 12 rounds favors Bivol. If he can keep it in a boxing match. But yeah, he knows, like, that's the thing. That's the thing that Beterbiev has to look out for. He knows, Bivol knows that he has that skill set to move, hit and move, and maybe even get the respect early to kind of frustrate Beterbiev. You know what I mean? Like, even like Bivol's punching his regular punches, even how he's like putting a lot of power on his shots, he has enough to kind of jar Beterbiev a little bit and frustrate him and move. So That's what he's gonna have to look out for. Better be, that's why I say cut that ring off early. Go to his body early. Cause let me see. I know Beterbiev is 39. He's about 5'11 and a half. His reach is about a 73. That's a decent reach. Yeah, he's actually got a longer reach. I mean, Bill was taller, by half an inch. He's 6 foot with a 72-inch reach. But yeah, Beterbiev does have a longer reach. But with Bivol's style, I think he uses it more to his advantage as far as, the long arms and straight punches. Beterbiev, I think he does have better hooks to me. Richardson, appreciate it. Rich said, I've been watching boxing a long time, man. Just been watching boxing, in these different weight divisions. Yeah, goes all the way a long time ago. I wish I could go out there, man, and just check out the fights, man, but I'm not going. I mean, that's where it's at with boxing now. Saudi, they're doing it big right now. I believe he's gonna start having the pay-per-views down to $20 too. I mean, when was the last time we seen pay-per-views at $20? What, back in the 70s or 80s? you know, Pay-per-views now for boxing be like $90, $100, and they don't even deliver, right? Yeah, Bill still has to earn Beterbiev's respect, put enough on his shots. Yeah. I think for Beterbiev, like I was saying, I think just going to the body early, man, going to his rib cage early is gonna make Bill will have to tuck them hands more, and that's what you want. Bring that guard down. So when that guard is down, that chin is there, you know. Yeah, Beterbiev, his power is crazy though, man. Like I like the fact that he doesn't go nuts with it either. Like it's just the fact that he hits so hard. Like I posted, did y'all see that? I posted the watch that fight, once we get off of here. Watch that fight when we get off here. I put that Joe Smith Jr. fight in the chat, and it's a free fight on the top ranked website. Watch that fight, man. He was killing Joe Smith Jr. I mean, every shot he landed in that fight. Do you think Beterbiev can win by decision? I think he can if he hurts him a couple of times, but decision favors Bivol more, right? Bivol decision favors his style more, but I think Beterbiev definitely could win. Like, let's say if it's a situation where, like you were saying, Bivol might not get put out right away, right? Say Beterbiev wins his rounds by knocking him down several times. Like there's a few 10-8 rounds. I could see that. And then maybe down the stretch, Bivol kind of comes back to outbox him, So I think, yeah, it could be a situation like that. Beterbiev could win the decision, as long as he stays ahead off of knockdowns. Yeah, Beterbiev's power is really different. There was a guy, I can't remember his name. I forgot who the interviewer was. I guess he kind of has a popular boxing channel, but the guy, dang, who was the fighter he was talking to? I believe it was a light heavyweight he was talking to. And the light heavyweight, I guess he was light heavyweight, whatever, maybe. But Beterbiev was in the gym, and they needed some sparring partners for Beterbiev. And the guy said, "Oh, I'll spar with him." He was like, "Oh yeah, I'll spar with him." And the other guy was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, he'll spar with him." I might be missing something, but this is pretty much the gist of it. So the guy was like, "Are you sure you want to spar?" And he was like, "Are you sure? Are you really sure?" So that guy, he gets in there with him, acts like he's nothing. So he gets in there, and man, he said after like one or two shots from Beterbiev, he was like, "Oh man," he's like, "This." He said, "This power is different right here," and he felt it, man. Let me see if I can find that one. Hold on. Who was this guy sparring Beterbiev? But the way he described the power, man, yeah. Like the last time I really hear guys with power like that, like have been Julian Jackson. Oh yeah, Lonnie B. Yeah, this guy Lonnie B. Yeah, Lonnie B. Yeah, Lonnie B. Let's see. Yeah, if you go to Fight Hype, let me see if I can pull it up. Lonnie B. Spar, Beterbiev. He warns Dmitry Bivol and David Benavidez. Yeah, I don't think David Benavidez stands a chance against either of them. But yeah, Beterbiev, he would hurt Benavidez bad. James said, I think if Bivol wins, Canelo would want to rematch him and would try to be undisputed at light heavyweight. Do you think Canelo would dare to fight Beterbiev if he wins? No way. Canelo would not fight Beterbiev. Because if he did, man, he would get hurt. Canelo's first stoppage loss would be to Beterbiev, hands down. Hands down. You would see it. Headline, Artur Beterbiev KOs Canelo Alvarez. And everybody that would be the end of his career right there. So that's too much of a risk. Because to me, I think if he wanted the best in the first place, and this ain't no knock to Bivol, but I'm just saying, like, if he wanted to unify at light heavyweight, I think he would have taken his pick and said, let me get the guy with 3 belts and make this easy. You know what I mean? I think he would have taken that guy with three belts and went from there and said, let me fight him. Yeah. Julian Jackson was, oh man, I've been hearing about it, since I was a baby, man, since the 80s, man. Julian Jackson, that's real knockout power right there too, man. He has some of the craziest power at junior middleweight and middleweight. He would have knocked a lot of guys out, Canelo, Charlo, all of them. You think Beterbiev would stop him? Canelo has the ultimate chin, but Beterbiev probably stops. Oh yeah, Canelo has a good chin, but again, Canelo hasn't fought anybody with his power, and Canelo's style is perfect for Beterbiev. Like, you can't take them shots in accumulation. You cannot take them shots in accumulation for Beterbiev. I mean, one or two in like the first 3 rounds, Canelo's gonna be hurt. Bivol was kind of getting a little, he was kind of getting a little reaction out of some of he was getting a reaction out of Canelo. He was getting a reaction out of Canelo a little bit. A bit of Bivol was. Better be more power than Prime Kovalev. Yeah, most definitely. I would say, yeah. Better be got more power than Prime Kovalev. Prime Kovalev had a heavy jab. I think he had a better jab than Beterbiev, but all around just like power from both hands. Yeah. Because I believe Beterbiev knocked out Canelo. Not Canelo. He knocked out Kovalev in the amateurs 2 times. Was it the amateurs, or it might have been? Yeah, it was the amateur. Heard him in sparring or one. I was amateurs, I believe. Richard said we need to see Inoue versus Tank. Yeah, that's a good fight. Canelo Benavidez. Yep. Crawford. Oh yeah. Stevenson Haney. Dubois Parker. Oh yeah, those are all great fights right there. Those are great fights. Yeah, he said you greedy. Jay said you greedy. Yeah, Richard, you got to. He won them fights. I mean, those are good fights. I actually Dubois. Oh yeah, don't forget we need to see what is that other heavyweight's name? The one that just knocked out what's his name? Jared Anderson? Zaylee, what's his name? Zaylee Zong wants to fight that dude. What is his name? Zaylee Zong versus Dubois, or the other guy that just knocked out the Jared Anderson guy, the big baby guy. Yeah, the African guy. Yeah, the African foreman. Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for Usyk Fury. I'm definitely waiting for that fight, Rich. I like the I went back and watched that first fight again, man, and Fury was having fun. He was having a little too much fun. Yeah, Bacolo versus Zhang. That's a good fight. That's a good fight right there. Yeah, Usyk, man. Yeah, Martin Bacolo. Yeah, that's the one. That guy, he was putting some shots on him. What do y'all think? Wilder Joshua, does Wilder Joshua make any sense now, or is it time for them both to retire? Yeah, That first fight though, Fury Usyk, that was good, man. Like Fury, he was doing a good job, but then he just, I don't know, man. When Usyk caught him with that left hand, about stopped him, his tank went out, man. His tank went out, and Usyk just started putting some shots on him, man. Yeah, yeah. I didn't think so either, but yeah, yeah, he hits hard, man. I guess. Yeah, Wilder might be done, man. Wilder don't really carry that same killer instinct like that anymore, man. Yeah, I really wouldn't want to see him get hurt. Like, especially against these guys. Like, he fought somebody like Bacolo or Zay. Not yeah, we already fought Zaylee Zhang, but you already see how these guys right now, they already have that hunger in them and they ain't showing no respect. They'll knock you out. Yeah, Joshua Wilder, yeah, I think, yeah, they seen their better days now. Joshua's still talking about coming back, man. He's still talking about coming back and wanting to fight. I'm like, he's like, we made a few mistakes and try to come back. I don't know, man. Like Joshua, he just doesn't. I don't know. He just doesn't have that evolution about him like guys like Lennox Lewis did. You seen like changes in him. Like when Emmanuel Stewart, he built Lennox Lewis back. He helped him fight like a big man. He helped him fight to use his reach and lay on guys and use his style and use power at the same time box. But these guys, man, like some of them are just big. Like Anthony Joshua, just to me, he just don't have that. I don't know, like that IQ sometimes to figure it out on his own or stick to a solid game plan. Like even when he was fighting Usyk, man, like he didn't understand like the body shots were hurting Usyk, and he didn't just stick to like that hit and lay style. Lay on Usyk a little bit, wear Usyk down, keep hitting him to the body. Eventually, he'll go out. But he just didn't do that. Marcus said Wilder versus AJ. We go to see AJ do another slacky, another stanky leg. Yeah, whoever gets off first, that's basically how that fight goes. Whoever gets off first, man. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off here. But yeah, appreciate y'all coming through. And make sure y'all subscribe if y'all haven't. Some of y'all that came through, Richard, and I know James and Marcus and Six already have. But I'm gonna try to get on here, start talking boxing a little bit more because I feel like we don't really have enough boxing channels that just give you the facts anymore. Too many shock channels. So hopefully I can get on here more and do some videos again and just keep it boxing 100%, especially with this fight coming up. I need to do a real quick keys to victory video because this is going to be good, y'all. This is going to be good, but I'm tuning in and I suggest y'all to tune in to this one. AJ could still handle Wilder. I think he could. Yeah, I think he could. I think he could because there seems to be like a lack of like physical strength in Wilder now too, man. Like in balance. There's something about the balance and like he can kind of get pushed around too much now that he's slowing down. That's the one thing like you were saying about him. Like I know you can't really build up his legs. Like sometimes guys' legs just gonna be slim, but it needs to be some core strength and leg strength in Wilder as he gets older to be able to hold his own against these bigger guys. Or just get in and get out when you can. When you start to slow down, just leave because sometimes you won't be able to evolve with them and you just got to go. Right. But yeah, I'll be back again. I'll catch y'all on the next one, y'all. And yeah, hit that like and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.